before you is Adonis Bruce Mike Obongo. Now, there is a recent reality that we must punctuate and try to analyze the system scenarios as to why this is happening. Because we just saw a populist type of a coup d'etat in Niger. But today, we have William Samoei Arap Ruto insisting that he's going to support cash or whichever military in invasion of this country called Niger. But this is just what we call the admiration of what we call humanity. This is an admiration that William Samoei Ruto is expecting to take Kenya the echelons that we've already had as a country. We are not going to take that lying down. What must come on fore is the real aspect that the citizenry in that republic went through the same atrocities that Kenyan populace are going through right now. But one thing that you must know is that when the people decide to wake up in contextual retribution, there is no arm of the government that can stop them. So the main agenda is that Kenya has folded itself through the leadership, which is dictatorial, by a white man's puppet. And that's the reason why we do not take any necessity into what the U.S. ambassador just sputtered when terms of the elections that we just had in our country the other time, that it was free and fair. Free and fair, and yet we had the gross misconduct right from the higher echelons of this country's electoral process. We know what normally takes place in this country, and it will be an idiosyncrasy of me to state that Kenya is on any plight that the wee birdies will sing at the bonny banks of Lake Victoria or Mount Kenya or the Indian Ocean. We are yet to even get there. So what we want to say today is that we must face the reality as a Kenyan citizen. What is happening in the country called Niger is akin to what happens right now. But the only point of dispatch is when it comes to the committal. We've seen a situation in our country, Kenya, here, when we've had an allocate decisions that are being made. We had an electoral system in this country that is done at the agencies of one individual, a persona to whom has got a brain that has overrun its mileage. Cannot work in that scenario because we are in the 21st century. And what must come of age today, an adage point, is that we must choose to unite as the people for this very same commons that face us today. And that's the reason why when we talk about economic instability, we mean it. We mean it because there is an inclusion in financial prospects of this country, an inclusion regardless of economic stability. There is one thing that we cannot take. So we've come of age, and we've come to realize that we cannot foster an elephant out of a donkey. But the reality of the matter is that the retribution time for us is now. Because we cannot allow the presidency, just one unit, just one kodo, to be able to micromanage affairs of a citizenry. It cannot happen. And that is the reason why we believe that a country as such optimistic as Kenya must be able to find its place in the global village. And that's the reason why we want our American investors, that there is nothing like a unilateral, a bilateral, a worldwide economic platform that African citizenry will get justice. It is not possible. If we do now insist on ensuring our own stabilization with our own standards and currency, you're going to realize that the dollar is going to lose its value. And that's the reason why today we support the BRICS summit in the country of Africa called South Africa. Because this is what is going to ensure that African capita, that African margin for all its reserves in terms of gold and uranium, you can name it, and diamond, we are going to get what's worthwhile, what commiserates with what we give out. We are not going to be a dumping site anymore. We want to leave our countries with finished products for international export. And that is what we mean.